Greetings all. I guess you all know who I am. I'm William Morris. Some of you will be my friends. Some of you will know me because I stood for the police commissioner post in the Southwest as an independent a couple of years ago. And others will know me, I guess, because I'm Secretary General of the Next Century Foundation, a charity working in the Middle East. And what I'm here to talk about is cancer. The reason, actually, I want to talk about this issue is, well, I'm prompted in a way by my daughter-in-law, who was trying for a new child, and slightly older than most young mothers, and she had 3 or 4 miscarriages, and my son was telling me that not enough people talk about that and the miscarriage issue, and that people do need to talk about it, do need to realize how common it is. And so I thought, I got cancer. It struck me that I should actually talk about this issue and share a few thoughts with you. I'm sitting in a hotel room in London, and I'm going in a day or so to hear my fate, but I already have had extensive scans and one thing or another. So what do I have? I have cancer. Well, I have a couple of tumors that are close to, one directly next to the pancreas, and not as bad as normal pancreatic cancer. These are well differentiated tumors, but nonetheless pretty rotten. And my chances are, 50-50, I guess. They have to make a decision at King's College Hospital as to whether they can operate on me, or whether it's progressed too far. So that's the issue, and I'll hear my fate shortly. So why am I talking about this? Well, I wanted to say a little about what this kind of issue, what's helpful, and what isn't, and because it matters, I think. What is, you're in a situation where you got a chance, but it's dodgy. What you don't need to hear from friends and allies is that you should man up and be tough. It'll be okay. You just be strong, be tough. You're gonna be, and you don't need that kind of thing, really. Nor do you need the kind of look, we know everything will be okay, but you just don't worry. And that's not necessarily, not put quite that way. It's not very helpful. What's also unhelpful is the people that come along and say, "Oh, I've got a friend who has been so brave and has endured this so well and has done such a good job. I know somebody in the same situation." Yeah, well, it's like telling somebody, who's playing Russian roulette, maybe this bullet won't be it. It doesn't cut it, really. It's not helpful. That kind of thing is not helpful. So what is helpful? Well, 2 things I found helpful. One is straight TLC, the people that just flood you with love. That is really helpful. Really more than I can say. That's astoundingly helpful. Love and support. And show that they care. Just that. Just affection. The other thing, oddly, I did find helpful from one guy, religious guy, particularly from this particular guy. He said, I'm praying for you, and I know you're going to be okay, and you will have a long life. But a very sort of affirmative thing, putting it in that kind of way, but not in a don't worry, be happy sort of sense, but in a very affirmative, positive, strong, but simple, supportive way. That's helpful. The things that are good. Religion, does that help? Well, I'm very religious actually, but I'm not sure that I believe in God. I guess it makes deathness frightening, maybe, but death is still a big deal, you know. So yes, religion maybe helps, but I think either way, it's not an easy call. And religion is a crutch in many other situations. I've found it a great help when I've been in financial trouble, or when I've had other kinds of fears for other people. And I've been, my wife was having a baby. My faith has helped me when I'm worried about her, or this kind of thing. But dealing with your personal mortality in this kind of situation, no, not so much. Not really so much. That's a leap into the great unknown, isn't it, anyway? Of course, I'm luckier than most people because of my work. I've danced with death a little bit. I mean, in the sense that, a year or so ago, me and my buddy Mark Hamley were on the Kirkhope Road. We were ambushed by Daesh. And came out, scarcely managed to escape with our lives. So we, that kind of situation. And it does, interestingly enough, in those kinds of situations, you don't want to talk about it. You find, at least not in the immediate aftermath of the incident. And some people who face death, soldiers in war, never want to talk about it. And I can understand that. But in this kind of situation, I would like to talk about the issue, which kind of changes your priorities, by the way, substantially. Massively. That's a big thing you notice. Things that, legacy matters. How you're going to be remembered. You didn't think crap like that would matter, but it does actually. And putting your affairs in order, that matters a little. You worry about your wife, your kids, and your friends, and even your work. I worry about the foundation I work for. I don't want it to cease and if I cease, because I'm headed up, So I'm, it may sound all very fatalistic. Yes, of course, I may live forever. Well, from a religious perspective, we all do, don't you? One day you wake up and the world isn't there, and you face your Redeemer. But no, like I said, that doesn't make it that much easier. But your priorities change massively, and you can get a little short-tempered, by the way, in this kind of situation. That in my case is maybe exacerbated by the fact that this tumor is associated with the pancreas, which creates all the, it leaks hormones, in other words, because all your hormones and your insulin and so on are produced by the pancreas. But whatever. The point is that regardless of that, you can get grumpy. I'm grumpy at the best of times. You can get grumpy, at least less tolerant in this kind of situation. And I guess friends and acquaintances should be aware of that. more emotional even too. And that's something that your family will have to deal with if you find yourself in this kind of spot. But it's okay. What do? You put one foot in front of the other, you just keep going. So it's not like I say, it's less of a big deal in many respects. People get on with life, whatever their circumstances. And this is not hugely life-changing in that way. You keep going and you just live each day as it comes. So that's basically what I want to say to you. And I'll maybe give you an update when shortly I hear which way this thing is going to roll, and we'll take it from there. So that's enough for today. God bless. Bye.